we can get PL online, we can do a lot of things.
See, our Phantom Lancer is doing a good job free farming despite the early level up of Doppelganger. Non-Grata getting some damage onto Dubu here, forcing him back a little bit. As soon as they get their level 3s on both the Winter Wyvern and the Omni Knight, that is going to become quite the dangerous lane. Dubu forced to use an early healing salve. Non-Grata is going to be forced back as he doesn't have Purification up, and Raven is going to be able to get that last hit for a First Blood. Crystal Maiden still dying, but still, it's the First Blood. That's the coveted pickup.
You will take that trade. However, I will say Immersion's levels are more important than the Omni at the moment. As soon as you get level 3, level 5, it's huge spikes in your ability to harass.
Our Tiny getting dangerously low. He does have his combination. He's going to toss Carl away, though.
Yeah, so far so good. Just farm wars. Eragon looks like he got a toss back into tower. Will it be a kill?
Oh, he's going to skewer him in. Carl really braving this one, thinking he could take one more hit in, and he will be able to finish him off. What an outplay by Carl.
What a beast.
That is a sick play by him. He read it perfectly. He's like, I can tank one more hit. If I skewer him back into the tower, I will be able to outdo him.
I don't know if I believe that there was any math done there, Cap. I think that was a pull and pray.
I mean, he had to at least have the feel he could survive through one hit from the Tiny, right?
Yeah, true. 5 around the map was tough to recover. There's the Dubu rotation right at nighttime as expected. Straight to a TI win. Now
Dubu turning around, and Zephyr is going to be joining Amisha. Looks to be able to slow down Dubu long enough that ILTW can clean up the kill with a waveform. He's going to be close enough, not enough to get the damage in. And the adaptive strike certainly won't be enough by itself. But if Misha can get one more nuke somehow, geez, this is a long chase for a kill that may not happen at all.
Yeah, that's shout out to Ice Frog for that one, because Crystal Maiden used to be one of the slowest heroes in Dota 2.
Yeah.
Has a significant speed boost after the patch.
I mean, I thought so.
Can you cut a mango tree down? Is it blessed by the elves?
No. You can cut it down.
Okay. But why would you?
It's just most of the time you just have it on very defensive areas, so in certain high grounds. Rush things too much is Immersion. He's going to be pulled back to his doom here as a skewer into the Tier 1 tower. Saved a little bit by the Cold Embrace. The 2-man rotation from behind the tower is kind of coming, but it's just an awkward position to be in all around. Phase through this Omni Knight. He's real big. Raven, a little bit of courage here, given the Phonic Shield's going to turn around and quickly eliminate Misha, who got held up by a Prowler.
Lots of space for LTW, though, etc. And levels have become just paramount to success because of the talents. It's effectively bonus items every time you hit 10, 15.
See, Non-Grata being able to win that laning phase against the Phantom Lancer and be so far ahead easily bullies the Abaddon, which is a matchup you're probably going to win anyway as an Omni Knight. Purification just being a much better version of Photic Shield.
To an extent, you get ahead. Morph is the best at this, and you cannot be laned against. Plus, you can't die. You've got escapes. Eragon, though.
Chasing down Ergon, who's just been playing so aggressively. Why is he alone in the enemy triangle like that to attack the mid lane?
I want to bring up this Diffuser build on the Morph. You don't see this very often, but I really like it because you're up against 2 supports you can solo kill very easily early on once you pick that up. You go straight for the Rubik, straight for the CM, they're going to go down. Ulti to set up.
Okay, but they don't have the gaze from the Lich, so there's nothing to stop the skewer back. But he skewered him into Dubu. Oh no! Carl, he wanted to get out of there, so of course he's going to skewer backwards, but poor old Dubu just got ran over.
The thing about the PL last pick, it does match up against the Morph, but they really don't have anything to kill him for a while.
Cuckoo. Not an easy target to bring down, certainly. Didn't have his ultimate, but still tanky enough to survive through all of that one. Zephyr, well, then telekinesis doesn't last for long. But it is just enough, especially with Carl coming in. Big old Carl. That Magnus is not something to mess with. And he's just going to, oh, just look at him. He's just going straight for the back door on that Tier 1 tower. He really wants to take this away from Team Spirit, but maybe he just brought his supports to their doom. Once again, Zephyr turning around, trying to do as much damage as possible to hopefully allow Carl to come in and clean up, but sadly that's not the case, especially with Non-Grata here. Slowing down Carl. Carl, no skewer, may have to RP if he wants to be able to save his own life here. Bit by bit, the Aphonic Shield protecting him a little bit, turns around for the RP, but Team Spirit are hiding him very nicely. Winter's Curse to make sure he doesn't go too far away, but another round of heals. Non-Grata with a big nuke. RP going out. A nuke from the Lich isn't quite there, and Carl will limp away to safety. But old Cuckoo, he's not going to be able to do the same. To the Magnus, a hard hero to bring down, but maybe they can do it with so many slows, and it certainly looks like it. Carl's just going to be left out here as the rest of Geek fam quickly retreat.
Because you're not going to expect that he would have placed these 2 on the top
ILTW,
side.
Careful! He was a little bit low, and yeah, he's just dead. He has no mana to be able to work with.
Diffusal surprise. One core dies for both teams thanks to it.
That's so smart from Geek Fam, right? They see their triangles invade, they lose a hero, but they know naturally Team Spirit's going to split up, right? The carry's going to be greedy, he heads down to bottom lane, and they set a trap on the high ground.
To drag this out to 30 minutes or so when the PL becomes a problem.
Immediately just back up to full health, and Ergon, you gotta be careful, man. He's just always going in like this. They're gonna throw out the Chain Frost, hope it does something here. They do manage to skewer backwards a little bit farther. Ergon's still gonna die underneath his tier 2, even as the Chain Frost continues to bounce around.
Raven, that's one of the better items for a tier 2 PL to pick up.
Cuckoo racing in. Nice gaze to stall out this silence, but he's still going to die. But maybe that slow is going to be enough for these 2 cores to punish Cuckoo. He does have Dubu somewhere nearby, and they just blew all their stuns. Okay, they still have the Winner's Curse. Not really what they wanted to be using for a simple pickoff like this, but get what you can. Nongrata going to make sure he stays on top of him with the slow, and eventually they will get that kill.
I get talents, they make sense, but hey guys, let's just give everyone more items. That seems to be the case, except you don't get to pick them. The Fate does, Hadden does.
Yeah, particularly against the Mana Burn, the Phantom Lancer. Cuckoo's going to be held in place by that clumsy net, and Cuckoo, yes, we want you to run in, my friend.
Not
but
that
maybe
far.
Not this far.
Indeed.
Oh, Rubik with the nice steal at least. Geek Fam, and they're going to have to beat them into submission over the next 5 minutes. Geek Fam seem well prepared as they're going to be able to break that smoke rather easily. Raven looks to be able to burn out the mana of Ergon. He's going to do it really quickly too if he can, but Dubu already dead. Is now the BKB from ILTW is popped, and he runs straight into the back line, turning into a Phantom Lancer himself, but just Dubu dying for a 10-second BKB.
That's the Dubu right there. See, Cuckoo's gonna poke forward.
A little bit low. Dubu, okay, get some vision in there. Once again, now it's go time. Roshan is quite low. Geek Fam, they're gonna jump in here. The RP goes out right as Roshan dies. They should be able to pick up the Aegis on the ground. The Winner's Curse, grab it. Can you grab it, please? Get it. The telekinesis. Okay, it's Cuckoo. Does manage to get it up in time. Carl, Geek Fam, they do manage to take over this Roshan pit to their advantage, finishing off the carry, taking away that Aegis, now finishing off Nongrata as well. Jump forward by Carl. It's gonna be able to get the +1 in immersion, skewering him back very nicely. A beautiful play all around by Geek Fam. Great stuff by Zephyr on that telekinesis on the Omni Knight, preventing the Aegis from being grabbed. The Team Spirit can fall on. Can they move into the late game, and can they try and re-itemize themselves for a little bit more of a late game timing? Can this Tiny turn into a semi-core? It's certainly not going to happen anytime soon if he dies here. Carl is looking for someone in the back line. I think he thought maybe a support he could catch instead.
Misha?
He's going to beat down Ergon, and Misha does show up eventually. He was like, Carl's like, that's what I was looking for. I knew somebody was going to be around here, and sure enough, they get the +1 once again. Team Spirit just seemed incapable of just letting losses be.
Yeah, KB versus Butterfly relationship. I'd really like to see a cheaper item that provided accuracy.
Like Bloodborne?
That's a little expensive, Cap.
True. Well, this is just going to be Team Spirit. I mean, they are trying to fight it out with the BKB Morphlink, but you can see pretty obviously they're turning on to Cuckoo and such. Cuckoo wants the punishment right now because he knows as soon as you turn and fight Raven, he's going to start running at some heroes. With a buyback coming out from the Lich, they're a little bit timid about just running at them straight up. They don't want to throw their lead, but...
It's like I'm watching the NFL playoffs, Cap. You've got 3 offensive linemen moving forwards as the 2 supports just kind of chill in the back waiting for an opportunity. Maybe you get 1 or 2 build-up items, but 3 build-up on the Omni is just...
Okay, they found Raven entirely by himself. There is going to be some help from Geek Fam coming in, but they can burst him down fast enough, a little bit more. The Chain Frost is going to be enough. Carl comes in, does manage to land the RP, but now their damage dealer is gone. Therefore, Team Spirit still have the advantage in this fight. Toss over, nice play by Ergon, making sure he catches Zephyr at least here. Should be able to kill this support. Geek Fam still kind of sticking around as Carl and Cuckoo quickly realize that this support is not worth it. They're going to run for the hills. We should back it up.
Yeah, but they'll kill the illusions at least. It's more forms of AoE.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't mind it. There's really not much else you could buy here.
Pull back, BKB, ILTW just turns and fights. He's going to go straight for Dubu, who's going to be saved by the Glimmer Cape. Meanwhile, Carl's going to be pulled back in by that Sinister Gaze. Misha being attacked by Cuckoo is quickly ripped apart by the physical damage, and now Raven looks to be able to chase down these Strength Cores. Nice Winner's Curse turning things around. Might have actually allowed Ergon to get away. Blinks out, should be good. A nice reset from Team Spirit in a fight that was going to go against them, because this time around, they didn't find an opening kill on a Phantom Lancer.
I wanted to see more out of from Spirit, instead going for more. They just had too many holes in the draft, right? Because they needed these blinks to try and find initiation tools. Unfortunately, Geek Fam, just too many answers, and now they're in some trouble. There's the Ags on Tiny.
They've got the Axe. They've got a repair kit as well to be able to hold high ground a little bit better. They have the Scotty on the Morphling, so they may be behind. Oh, Misha is going to immediately jumped on by the Abyssal Blade. Winter's Curse goes out, but it was on Illusion. Good try, but they needed something better there. Zephyr does manage to steal the GA, protecting himself for a little bit longer. RP coming out, controlling ILTW. They have the Cold Embrace, but it's not on ILTW, and he's actually going to die. Just too much damage from both Raven as well as Carl, and now they look to be able to chase down these heroes. Ergon blink up into Spider Legs over the cliff, pretty easy. And they don't really have to chase down these heroes if they don't want to. They can just go for buildings because Team Spirit have no buybacks. Again, they just got their power spike by purchasing all these items.
Just go for Throne. Yep, I love it.
Throne.
Win the game.
Well, they're going to throw out their repair kits, and that's going to be 2 tier 4s, multi-shotting all over the place.
Or maybe not. You force the kits, though. You'll take those. It'll at least be 2 racks.
You could still maybe go for 2 racks or maybe Megas. The repair kit thrown out there. Of course, it did mean that Emergent had to get too close. Gets caught, but hey, at least things are slowing down quite a bit. 30 seconds for the Morphlings, so he'll definitely be up in time for that 3rd hold of the barracks. But 24,000 net worth in the hold, plus 2 lanes of barracks down. Certainly not a fun place for Geek Fam to be.
Yeah, the lead jumped from 10 to 15, now 25K. Geek Fam, huge lead, now 2 racks. All you got to do now is regroup, regen. Probably just look to continue. You almost have a butterfly up on the PL along with that Aegis. I don't even know. You don't have enough AoE to kill them all at once either. You need some kind of miracle.
It feels like one of those things where Emergent the entire time has to get the perfect Winter's Curse. He has to hit Raven with all of his illusions hitting himself and maybe grab somebody like Carl to do some damage for him too. But look at that Geek Fam just staying very spread. Carl on one side, Raven on the other. They know as long as they're not grouped up, it is very tough for teams here to find that initiation. Misha, he's going to be a little bit far forward. They do have the Aegis on the Phantom Lancer. That's why he's willing to just dive like this. ILTW goes for the back line, saved by Cuckoo, that quickening charm. Multiple miscoils and an Aphotic Shield is enough. Their support of the side of Team Spirit does die. Winter's Curse out on the real Raven. That's doing a lot of damage, but again, he has a second life, plus he has Doppelganger, so he's going to be able to get away with the first life still intact. Carl, his BKB is running a little bit low, can't find a good RP, so he's going to have to back up. ILTW as the Phantom Lancer tries to challenge, but Dumu with the freezing field doing so much damage. Now the RP and locking down the 2 of them. The Cold Embrace is out. This time it is on ILTW. It will save him for a little bit longer. Enough for him to be able to get out. Double Doppelganger trying to run out Zephyr into the back line once again, but Raven's doing the same thing, and he's doing it better than ILTW, as he's going to be able to finish off both the supports and get Megas for them, plus the Abyssal Blade now into ILTW, burning them out of mana. They're going to throw out the Guardian's Angel, yes, but there's going to be silence. Eventually the GA will fade, and ILTW will start taking tons and tons of physical damage, and nobody from Team Spirit can really bail him out unless Ergon can somehow do an amazing amount of damage. He slows him down a bit with the Avalanche, but again, you can just see nothing really stops Geek Fam. Maybe you can slow him down for a moment. In the end, this is a freight train running through game 1.
It's the new Dota 2 cap almost always turns these team fights into a war of attrition. If you don't have the ability to replenish your resources, aka your DPS output, you will simply run out of it, as we saw there. Yeah, LTW gets the backline, gets Rubik to near dead, but it just doesn't matter. Omni's out of mana, he can't GA. You can keep your heroes alive, sure, but eventually Geek Fam will overcome a dominant victory in that first game.